Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My brothers and sisters in Islam, today we are going to treat the long hadith which is within the hadith, the compiled book called Arba'ina Nawawi. This hadith is a long hadith. It's a long hadith um, narrated by Umar ibn Khattab, the second Khalifa of the Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He is one of the powerful Khulafa, the four guided Khalifa. Umar was one of the very strong one who has been described as the second powerful believer after Abu Bakr Siddiq. Then Umar said, while we were sitting with the Prophet, he said, "Bainama nahnu julusun inda Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." While we are sitting, the Sahabas, we are sitting with the Messenger of Allah in the masjid. Then ijtala alayna rajulun shadidu bayadi shayab. He said, immediately a man appeared from a distance to the masjid. This man was wearing a extremely white clothes. No one knows him, and there was no trace of traveling in this man. He came and sit. He said, "La yura alayhi asarun safar, wala ya'rifuhu minna ahadun." He came hatta jalasa ila Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then the man immediately sit. He placed his knee against the knee of the Prophet and said, "Ya Muhammad, oh you Prophet." Then he said, "Akhbirni an Islam." He said, "Inform me about Islam. What is Islam?" This man, who was not known by the Sahabas, is a strange man to the Sahabas. Umar said, the man seated in front of the Prophet and placed his two knees against the knees of the Prophet and asked him, "What is the Islam?" Then Prophet Muhammad said, "Islam is to testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is a messenger sent by Allah." That is the first pillar of the Islam. We call this testimony, to testify. And second, he say, and to pray 5 times a day. That is wa ikamis salah. Prayer should be performed 5 times a day. That's part of the Islam. And also he said, and to pay zakah. Zakah also, there's a amount of money or wealth that is required, that the Jew of zakah is required from. So when the property or the wealth reach that nisbah, then it is compulsory upon that property or that wealth, some portion that should be given to the Muslims. So that is the second aspect of Islam. That is a third aspect of Islam. That is zakat. And also said the fast. He should fast the month of Ramadan, the 9 month of the lunar calendar. Each year once, that is yearly, a month should be fast from the 12 months. That is Ramadan. He said, and finally to visit the house of Allah, Hajjul Baitillahi al-Haram, to go and visit the house of Allah. That is the 5 pillars of Islam. So he asked the Prophet about Islam. Prophet Muhammad narrated these 4 major pillars of Islam, and again now he said, the man continued. When after completing this section, the man said, you said the fact. You are right. Umar said then, you were amazing about a man who is asking, and at the same time he acknowledged the righteousness of a prophet in this regard. So he then said, what is iman? Then prophet answered, iman is to believe in Allah, to have certainty in Allah, and also to believe in the messengers of Allah, and also to believe the angels of Allah, as well as to believe in the day of judgment that is going to be established one day, and also to believe in destiny. Destiny, that is something that is being prescribed on you, either good way or in a bad aspect. So anything that's come from Allah has been destined on you. So for the aspect of belief, there one has to keep in mind that any words that is directed from the Quran should be adhered by a believer, by a Muslim, for him to be a believer. Any teaching of the Prophet, you should follow that teaching and accept. Anything that is being banned in Islam, you stop doing it, and you accept the call for Islam, and you follow all the duty that are upon you. There you'll be a believer. And also to believe that angels are servants of Allah. They are also creatures. You cannot see them. They are serving, they are authorized to serve for the people in this life. There are angels that are working for bringing revelation from Allah. There are angels, their work is to take the soul, that is Malakul Maut and the Qur'ana, Malakul Maut and his followers, and the angels that also protect human from any incident. There are angels, they are in their various services, so they are also servants of Allah. And to believe all the messengers were sent by Allah, and they all brought the same religion, that is Al-Wahdaniyah, to believe there is only one God worthy of worship. All the messengers missions based on this, to testify that only one God is there, who is provider and make everything, and everything will remain, everything will come back to him in the day of judgment. And also to believe that when you die, you are going to be paid according to your deeds. That is, we will finally be in Jannah. Those who do good deeds, their destination will be in Jannah, and those who follow the evil deeds will be with Satan in Jahannam. One has to believe that judgment will be established one day. And finally, to believe any incident is occurred by Allah. That's we call al-qadar, and there's nothing that can touch you when it is not prescribed by Allah. That's why Umar, one of the hadith, Prophet Muhammad said, لو اجتمع الأمة على أن ينفعك بشيء ما ينفعك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك. He said to Abdullah ibn Umar, if all the nations gather together, they scheme evil upon you, nothing can harm you except that is being prescribed, written by Allah. So in other way, if they wanted to sustain you, they cannot sustain you except what has been written by Allah from your sustainability. So we should believe destiny and know anything that occur, it is occurred by the leave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third question from the Jibril, from the man, was that al-ihsan. He said, what is ihsan? Ihsan means like to beautify your actions. He said ihsan is anta abudallaha ka'annaka tarahu, to worship Allah as if you see Allah. Fa in lam takun tarahu fa'alam annahu yarak. Fa in lam takun tarahu fa innahu yarak. And bear in mind that if you could not see Allah, know that Allah sees you anywhere you go. That's why in other hadith Allah say, Prophet Muhammad say, ittaqullah haysuma kunt. Fear Allah wherever you might be, because know that Allah is always in your company. No matter how far you might be, you cannot distance from Allah. So to do your actions, be in mind that Allah is always watching me. Inna rabbaka labil mirsad. Allah is ever watching. He is always with us fully. And that is ihsan. The third question from him was, what is Sa'a? Sa'a moy, that is what is the day of judgment, or when the day of judgment will establish. Mata Sa'a. He asked Prophet Muhammad as the time of the judgment, the last day. He said, Mal mas'ulu anha bi'a'lam min as-sa'il. The question, the one being questioned, does not know about it more than the questioner. He said, the question being asked, the person being asked does not know anything than the questioner itself. Which means Prophet Muhammad is a student to Jibril, and Jibril was asking. So he acknowledged that, testified that he cannot know something before Jibril. So that is the term, the questioner, the one being questioned does not know more than the questioner in this regard. So therefore Jibril then asked him, what is the sign of the day of judgment? Then he said, one of the signs of the judgment is you will see the lady, you will see a girl, or you will see a person, you will see a baby, or you will see a mother being a slave to her daughter. Wa antalidal ama rabbataha. You will see a mother will give birth to her mistress, which means the young one will be guiding their parents. They will adhere the word of their children. The parents will follow the conditions or the program of their parents. That is one sign of the day of judgment. We could we have notified that, we've seen that in recent day. So wa antalidal amma rabbataha. He said the parents will give birth to their masters, their mistress. So one of the signs. And also he said wa antara al huffata al urrata al alata ri'a yatatawaluna fil bunyan. He will say, you will see the barefoot, somebody who are extremely poor. At the end, they'll be competing each other in building lofty mansions. This one also is part of the fundamental signs of the day of judgment. Therefore, after this question, then the man got up and went away. He disappeared. He walked away. And after a little bit, Prophet Muhammad asked Umar. He said, Umar, do you know the one questioning me just right now, or a moment ago? Umar said, it's only Allah and His Messenger who knows that. Prophet responded, he was a Jibril. He came to teach you about your religion. So this is the hadith that is termed as the mother of the hadith, because the hadith encompass all the teaching of the Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.